ITRBoxing. You heard it here first. Pretty cool videos. And I heard they're also in HD. ITRBoxing.com.
But I mean, it motivates actually me a lot because one of the biggest things that OJ's talked to me about every time that me and him trained was you have 24 hours. What are you going to do within that 24 hours? What is it that you're gonna make different within that time that you have?
If I say thank you guys, it's like contra, up, down, left, right, A, B, B, A, B.
That's unlimited lies right there.
That's emotional. I ain't gonna lie. It's one of the hardest emotional things you gotta deal with. Due to the fact of it is that I wouldn't be where I'm at today in that career without having somebody like him that would help push me to be better, strive me to do better for myself. Right there. Right over there where that back bench is at. My son was over there, we did the cake for him right there. And then OJ called my name and I turned around and he collapsed right here. So that's all I remember within that part was he called my name, I looked, and then he's on the ground. So we rushed over here to him, me, my dad, and his kids were here. So we did our best to keep him here while he was here. And then the ambulance came, they did stuff to him here, and then they took him to the hospital. So with me and OJ, everything was starting out as my career. He picked me up at, I want to say I was 0-2, and I went to him when I was gonna get in a fight with Blake McKernan. OJ picked me up to train me for that fight. Well, then he started talking about opening up his own gym, and OJ used to always tell me, people told him not to work with me, and people always said, oh, you know, hey, he's not a good fighter, he just has the talent, but he doesn't use it. Well, it took that time for me and him to have those sit-down one-on-one conversations to open up that same talent that I already had, to show it to everybody else that I have that skill, that's talent, the skill set that I needed. And when Boxing opened up, that was about the time I took that first fight in Sacramento.
There you go, see? This is, okay. And if you sit there and you find yourself not being first, you're giving him too much time to think.
Part of our goal is to keep fighting against OJ. I'm staying in the heavyweight division for OJ. I'm not a heavyweight fighter, and OJ never wanted me to be a heavyweight fighter. He wanted me to go back down to 195 area. But for OJ, I wanted to be a heavyweight fighter to show everybody that I'm still here. I'm able to still compete in the same divisions as everybody else. I'm able to still fight. Eventually, I will go back down to 195, but if I get comfortable being a heavyweight, then I'm gonna stay in that division. When it came to boxing, he was like a joking type enlightenment person, so he kept brought light to the gym. And when he's there, you know, the talent or the other kids wanted to show OJ that, you know, they could be fighters, and that's what I liked, because it's like with him being around, he was always wanting to be in the gym and talk to everybody, be around everybody.
Salt and pepper is 1, 2, 3, 4, real quick in your pace. It's and move. Step over to the right, right hand, left hook, right hand.
Where I miss, because it's like, you know, you have somebody you could turn to and be like, hey, look, I'm messing up. Well, what do I do now? And he was kind of that person to be like, hey, look, this is how we're gonna do it. This is how we can guide you a different direction. You know, it was somebody I had to go to. I mean, I don't have trust for a lot of people, so it was like where I'm at still. I don't trust people very often or very much, but it was like for OJ, I actually gave him all my trust. Oh man. Ooh. Before OJ, people treated me like I was a money targeter. I had a big amateur background, and so I was mainly just a money target from a point of view. I mean, Dickie Woods treated me good when I met him. Dennis treated me good when I met him back in Colorado Springs. Those guys are also another set of people that treat me really well. And when I turned pro, on a flip. I was training with some people. I signed my first contract at 21 to 6 years. They did nothing for me for 6 years. Within that 6 years, I actually got out of that contract by taking a fight. They released me after taking a fight against Ronald Mixon. I got knocked out in the first round. They worked with Repo Rick. I had to cut. I cut 30 pounds in 3 days. So I was in foster care from the age of 3 years old. I was in and out of there since 3. I went back into foster care when I was 12. I was, like I said, in and out from 3. Went to juvenile hall when I was 10. Went back into a foster home, got back out, and then came out here back to California. Went right back into foster care at 13 or 12. And I had a police officer, tell me the route that I was going down in my career and my lifestyle, I was gonna end up in prison or dead at 18. From the people I've met and the people who see me now, they say my attitude because of boxing has changed me from being in the system. I was homeless at the age of, I was 17, because I didn't want to go back into the system. I didn't want to be in a foster home no more. I didn't want to be around that area. I graduated high school homeless. My goal is to keep going and show everybody that us as fighters, we do have different aspects of life that we live, and I'd rather show everybody every aspect of life that is possibly given to us. A successful career for me right now will be ending my career in a positive note, going out with a bang.